This should come out by the time Season 5 is out, but I'm only using feats from the first 4 seasons for Joe vs. Prime Dexter Morgan since that's all I have at the time of making. I'll start with Joe since his last season's coming out. At the end of season 4, Joe is 35 years old with a height of 5 feet 9 inches and weighing 156 pounds. He has 5 years of experience as a serial killer and was trained by Mr. Mooney as a teenager who was a Soviet prison guard. He has a kill count of 18. For durability, the car crash from Season 1 has been calculated to 16,943.93 to 5 joules, wall level, but he was knocked out for several hours and concussed. He was also beaten before the car crash, so at the time it's not very indicative of his consistent durability. In Season 4, Joe breaks handcuffs, which is 16,640 joules, wall level, so by that time, he would be able to walk off the Season 1 car crash. I got the car crash and handcuff breaking calculations from Jagger Edits. In Season 3, Joe dodges an arrow, which is 61.4306.307 for to 3 meters per second subsonic speed. His best combat feat is defeating Vic, a bodyguard who had a gun while Joe was unarmed. Bodyguards of the elite are normally trained in MMA, and while Joe isn't formally trained, he demonstrates judo moves in the fight. He has also beaten Beck, an orange belt in Taekwondo, and Carrie, a hunter trained in Krav Maga. For equipment, he doesn't have a consistent tool set, but has used things like hammers, knives, chloroform, ketamine, aconite, guns, bow and arrows. Now to Dexter. In New Blood, Dexter is 50 years old. In New Blood, he is stated to be rusty and past his prime. We will be using Prime Dexter from the end of Season 8, who is 40 years old, 5 feet 11 inches and weighing 175 pounds. He was trained by his police officer father since he was a kid to be the perfect serial killer and has been a serial killer for 20 years, getting his first kill at 19 years old. By New Blood, his kill count is 149. At the end of Season 8, his kill count was 144. In Season 5, Dexter tackles a guy through multiple wooden boards, 31,650.2 joules wall level. In New Blood, he is uninjured by a car crash. Prime Dexter would upscale this. I've seen a lot of calculations for the New Blood car crash, but they all come out to varying degrees of wall level. The most recent one I can find has it as 42,593.903555 joules, wall level. The person that did it on VS Battle Wiki 69Blood69 brings up previous versions of the calculation, and since it's the most recent, I'm going with it under the assumption it's the most accurate. Dexter dodging bullets in Season 7 is 40.798 meters per second subsonic. There are a couple of versions of this calculation. I got this one off Movie Critics Club's Discord. He learned advanced jiu-jitsu and judo in college, and according to Original Sin, he knows wrestling. He defeated ex-Special Ops soldier Dokes while held at gunpoint, handcuffed and shot in the leg. For equipment, he has knives, a tranquilizer spear, dart gun, garrote wire and syringes with M99, which is 30,000 times more potent than morphine and strong enough to take down elephants. In a hand-to-hand fight, they are both wall level and subsonic. Joe has the speed advantage and Dexter has the strength advantage. I think the Joe vs. Vic fight and Dexter vs. Dokes fight is a good way to explain how this goes, since they are very similar, but Dexter's situation is more difficult in every way. Ultimately, I think Dexter gets Joe in a headlock and snaps his neck. With weapons, both have used guns but prefer knives. Even if Joe does have a gun, Dexter can dodge bullets and consistently brings a knife to a gunfight, winning. Dexter ultimately just has more battle experience going up against skilled opponents. Serial killers, cops, soldiers, hitmen, so I think Dexter also wins here. When it comes to prep time, it basically just turns into a season of Dexter. Hunting and killing serial killers is what Dexter does. He figured out the identity of Trinity, the most prolific serial killer in America that the FBI didn't even believe existed, in a couple of days. He also outsmarted Frank Lunda, the FBI's best agent, successfully framing Dokes as the Bay Harbor Butcher. In comparison, the closest Joe ever gets to going up against someone on his intellectual level is, well, himself when he's having a mental breakdown, and I guess love, but she herself admitted that he could kill her anytime he wanted. Maybe Season 5 will completely change things, but with the information I have right now, Dexter has consistently proven himself against harder opponents, and M99 is an insta-win, so Joe is ending up on Dexter's table.
Good.